When it comes to video games, looks aren't everything. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 bad games with good graphics. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at gorgeous games that forgot one crucial ingredient: fun.
What do you think?
I don't see any other options.
Number 10, Dark Void. This game strapped on a jetpack and flew too close to the sun. Set in a mysterious world known only as the Void, and filled with hostile alien forms, spaceships, and ragtag human survivors, Dark Void gives you a mysterious environment to explore and a cool jetpack with which to explore it. Unfortunately, the game never really takes advantage of its interesting setting, and instead settles for being a bog-standard cover shooter with a forgettable plot that's over way too soon. While it had the potential to soar, Dark Void could never make it off the ground. Number 9, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy XIII. Just like Lightning, this JRPG is all flash and no substance. As the final entry in the very divisive Final Fantasy XIII trilogy, expectations were high for this confusingly named sequel. It was therefore a surprise when Lightning Returns lived up to very few of those expectations.
Now that's not right. You're not supposed to throw your life away.
Quests were trivial and boring, characters were not interesting, and the whole game was plagued by a maximum 13-day time limit that ended up discouraging players from going off the beaten path. Having said that, this is still a Final Fantasy game, and the world and characters of Lightning Returns are visual marvels, both artistically and technically. But not even beautifully rendered chocobos can save Lightning Returns from mediocrity. Number 8, Steel Battalion, Heavy Armor. Giant mechs usually make everything better. Regrettably, this was not the case for Steel Battalion Heavy Armor. After the first Steel Battalion failed to impress thanks to its unfair difficulty and ridiculously over-elaborate controller, Capcom decided to take the opposite approach with the sequel, which was mostly controlled with the Kinect, the Xbox 360's infamously unreliable motion control sensor. The result is a complete mess of a game that either misinterprets or just plain misses all of the players' attempts to control it, no matter how much they flail their arms about. Which is a real shame, because who wouldn't want to pilot these badass-looking mechs around a haunting apocalyptic version of Earth? Oh, Jesus! Number 7, No Man's Sky. Oh man, this one still hurts. After a couple of years of grand promises, the hype for No Man's Sky was built up to insane levels. And with those trailers of beautiful, mysterious worlds and weird and diverse alien creatures, it looked like this space sim would really allow us to let us live out our greatest space opera fantasies. Then it came out, and though the 18 quintillion planets did look colorful and vibrant, there really wasn't anything to do on them. The gameplay was barely more engaging than a shallow Minecraft clone, and there weren't all that many reasons to explore the massive galaxy in the first place. Turns out that a huge sandbox with no toys isn't a very fun sandbox. Number 6, Lair. How do you mess up a game that revolves around badass knights riding equally badass dragons into epic battles? By implementing forced motion controls, of course. Didn't you learn anything from Steel Battalion? Oh wait, that came out later, whatever. Lair's awe-inspiring visuals and totally rad dragon riding concept got completely brought down by the control scheme, which uses the then new PlayStation 3's controller's imprecise and finicky 6-axis motion control sensor. While tearing through the skies on a terrifying winged beast looks terrific, actually flying with any sort of precision is nigh impossible. While this is maybe more realistic, gamers aren't really looking for realism when it comes to dragon flying simulators. Number 5, Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified. This one should have stayed classified, am I right? The first Call of Duty title to arrive on Sony's handheld PlayStation Vita console, there's no denying that Black Ops Declassified nails the look of the series, with technically competent weapons, characters, and environments. But when those same weapons, characters, and environments all lack personality, and the gameplay is just bland, those nice graphics don't mean squat. Add in awkward touchscreen controls, glitches galore, and a story mode that can be finished in under an hour, and you have a game that even hardcore Call of Duty fans would like redacted from their memory. Number 4. SimCity. This is one city you really don't want to live in. I mean, for one thing, they make you have internet. A reboot of developer Maxis's classic, SimCity was meant to be one of the most fully featured city simulators ever. But after a promising beta, the finished product ended being unplayable thanks to server issues caused by the game's forced online features. Making matters much worse was that even after some of these issues were fixed, the game lacked many of the features from previous SimCity games, including subway building and traffic control. And while the graphics were smooth and streamlined, the maximum size of cities was drastically smaller than the previous installment. In the end, this city is as artificial and hollow as a movie set. Number 3. Resident Evil 6. When you take the scares out of a horror game, you're not really left with much. Resident Evil 6 found this out the hard way. After the success of the more action-oriented Resident Evil 4, and to a lesser extent, Resident Evil 5, Capcom decided to almost completely abandon the series' survival horror roots for the 6th entry. Unfortunately, they also abandoned the wacky charm and white-knuckle tension of the previous installments, and replaced them with generic third-person shooting and more quick-time events than you could shake an analog stick at. Having said that, the environments still have a spooky atmosphere, and the monster designs look really good, but the lack of actual horror still managed to drive series fans away. Number 2. Rise, Son of Rome. This is the best looking cutscene you've ever played. As a launch title for the Xbox One, Rise looks absolutely stunning, and the sweeping Roman vistas and beautifully chaotic battle scenes do a great job of showing off the power of Microsoft's console. If Rise had only been a tech demo, it would have been truly impressive, but instead, Crytek's visually stunning sword and sandals epic was sold as a full-priced game, and when people got their hands on it, they were mostly disappointed. Combat is shallow and repetitive, the campaign is short and lacks replay value, and despite the meticulously rendered environments, the game is frustratingly linear. If Rise were a Gladiator, there's no doubt that it would get a thumbs down. Number 1. The Order, 1886.
Nothing quite like a chilly London morning to stimulate the senses.
If you follow gaming, this one should come as no surprise. Set in an alternate universe version of Victorian London, every facet of the Order's world explodes with details, from the crowded streets of the city to the lavish halls of opulent mansions. The game's characters, including stuffy aristocrats and savage half-breed lycans, are given plenty of personality and backstory. But in the end, none of this mattered, because the game feels like a barely interactive theme park ride. As you move from one generic cover shooting section to another through static environments, it becomes clear that the game's main philosophy was look, but don't touch. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.